Total Winos.
Get to it.
All right. Hello. Sean Brady, Total Winos, regular wine guy, and definitely on Vivino. I'm here again with my man, J. Tom B. Gunter. Jay, how you doing today, my man?
What's up, guys? This is Jay. I
Why
am
are
very,
you and
very
Jenny
happy.
laughing so hard at me?
Because when you did your intro, it spiked at the end of it, like that, like it did before. And so, like when you did, I just started cracking up. So I remember the last time we were on camera and you did the same thing. That
Well,
was funny.
sometimes these things happen. And
But
we have
other
a
than
fun
that,
episode for you. Hey,
we definitely
laughing is healthy. This is our
it is
health
healthy.
episode,
This is our health
right?
episode, guys.
So
We're
if
talking
you
about.
can't laugh and enjoy wine, then maybe you're doing it wrong.
I agree. You better be able to like. This is all about enjoyment. Wine is about enjoyment. We don't want you to hit the dark side. And so we're gonna in this episode we're talking about the balance of like a healthy lifestyle along with a wine lifestyle. There's a bridge there. There's some connective tissue there, and we're gonna be tasting wine, and talking about why we pick these wines and what we do in our own personal lives to kind of for it doesn't work for everybody, but for us personally, this is what we do to kind of balance out our wine life and our healthy life. And so, with that being said, I'm going to let the man who started this whole show start with his wine today. So, Sean, what do you have today, my friend?
So I have a fun wine here, and I was in adopting a healthier lifestyle, as you know from past episodes, and I know I've shared this on this and many shows. I just completed dry January, and in doing so, I found a lot of other friends who were doing it that I had no idea were doing that, and some people who had stopped drinking altogether for various reasons. And it's all good for whatever reason you want to do. But I found this one specifically. I wanted we've been on a health kick, my wife and I. New Year's resolutions, but it was even before that. I started, my new gym membership way back in August, and I'm like, well, what are the healthier things that I want to put into my body so that I can enjoy, hikes and wine tastings and all the activities that I want to involve in my life, from everyday things, run around with kids and doing all that stuff. So I found this one at Total Wines, and it's a Muscadet. And it's what's fun about it is, and Jay mentioned this straight off the bat. He's like, oh, that's like the perfect wine for oysters. Now, you may not like oysters, but I do. And he didn't even know that. So this is what's great about it is, if there's a Whole Foods near you, and I am not getting a paid promotion to announce this, but look for their, special $1 oysters on Fridays for a dozen. So $12, you get a dozen oysters, have them shucked. Boom, grab a
Wait,
bottle of
what?
this. That
What?
is a date night right there.
What? I didn't know
Oh,
that.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let's rewind. We'll get back into the wine. I didn't know that. So you're telling me at Trader Joe's on Fridays,
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods on Fridays, $1 per oyster, so you can get 12 oysters for $12.
Yeah.
I gotta check that out.
It's by region, but
Okay.
they had it when I was up in Chicago. They had it down here in St. Louis at all of them. So you just got to look for when those promotions are. It's probably when they're more plentiful. I don't know what the harvest season is for oysters, but man, fucking oyster shucked. Giddy up.
I'm definitely checking it out.
Right? Because normally you go to that's anywhere from $2 to $4, a shell wherever when you go out, or even if you're just doing a takeaway. So they do that. They pack it on ice, and that's a wonderful trick. So there you go.
Thank you.
Little public service announcement for all our wine and oyster friends out there. So this one, I'll just jump right into it because I've been sniffing on this thing for a while, and it's been opening up lovely. And I'm outside because Michelle's on a call inside, and we're expecting just tons of cold weather. I got my jacket on out here. It's just I don't know. It's probably 40 degrees right now. We're expecting it to drop another 15 to 25 degrees over the night fall here. So on the nose, it's like a nice, clean, crisp white. So it's kind of deceiving. It almost it's like a Sauvignon Blanc or something like that. But then The thing I don't notice is a whole lot of crazy citrus. So it
Hmm.
seems just drier on the nose, and you get a lot of that seashore, coastal influences coming in.
Hmm.
I'm not saying a sea foam or sea spray, but I'm really curious how that's going to transition on the palate. I am getting some almost like a apricot, stone fruit,
Okay.
maybe peach a little bit.
Okay.
Um, but that's the fruit. There's some subtle flowers as well that are
Hmm.
for some reason I was having this problem in a past show where it's like
Hmm.
everything that comes to mind, every flower seems like it's a lilac. It's not a lilac, but that's all the thing that's coming to my mind right now
Popping in
because
your mind.
it's a little
Yeah.
cold. My fingers are chilly. I'm not wearing gloves right now. It's
I'm sorry.
cold.
You see the sacrifices you make for everybody that watches
You
this. I
know,
mean, you're out in the
I'm
cold.
the things we do,
The
right?
things we do.
So I'm just double checking the color. It's not an over. You can't see it with my jacket. Maybe you can see it up there, but it's just got a nice. Have a nice white background. Maybe it's picking up the right. So
Yeah.
just a
Talking
nice
about the
light
clarity.
yellow, right?
Yeah.
It's not too crazy. Mm. Mm. So this is going to go great with any seafood. It does have that nice kind of mild slate, even keeled minerality to it. So it's nothing.
Got you.
It's like, oh yeah, okay, this is like totally drying out my palate. There's still plenty of fruit in here. I
Hmm.
am getting mild citrus. I do pick up the. It's not as citrusy as a Sauvignon Blanc, but there's
Hmm.
citrus in it. So it's like, oh yeah, this would be perfect with briny oysters or something like that. Where
I like it.
it's like you could, usually we do either lemon juice or hot sauce or something like that, or a horseradish. Any way you might like it without anything would be
Hmm.
fine, especially with this wine because it's just an even keeled happy thing. What I like about it too, from a health standpoint, is it is drier. It's not overly sweet, which is one of my criteria. Is if you've been watching this channel or seeing me other places,
Hmm.
uh, I like things on the drier side, and it's still got enough. I wouldn't say sweetness, but mildness and medium bodiedness, if you will, so that if you don't like it all the way dry, you can still enjoy it, especially with food, because I think that's where it's
Got
going to
you.
really shine. Is with any nice, a heavy salad, a seafood
Hmm.
entree, you're going to be really happy. Well, you could do it, cheese board as well.
Got
Uh,
you.
it's really nice. Mm.
Got you.
The other
Got
health
you.
point was it's healthier on your pocketbook. This is less than $20. It's actually less than $15. So if you
God,
buy them in bulk, you're going to get it, under $14. And alcohol in here is 12%. So it's
that's
not the
great.
highest of alcohols. It's a nice, clean, refreshing white wine. And if you're active and you want a nice pairing, it's probably going to pair with a lot of the foods, especially if you're on a high, more vegetarian diet,
Hmm.
uh, with a lot of greens and whatnot and fruits. This is going to really fit your lifestyle.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well,
How about you? That's what I wanted to ask you, Jay. What are some of the things you're a sommelier, so you're around wine every day,
yeah.
and I know you didn't stop during January like
No,
I
I
did
didn't.
in tasting, but you probably taste a little every day.
I
But
do.
that's it's one thing we always do is it something you do to monitor yourself, or what are the practice that you do? Because I know you have some really cool ones you want to share
Yeah.
in adopting a healthy wine lifestyle.
Yes, I definitely do. Well, just to answer your first question, because I do sip mostly every day, I do. I always invest in a spit bucket. That's number one. Because if you're going to be tasting a lot of wines, you don't want to drink. You don't want to drink all of them. Just because the bottle's open doesn't mean you got to drink it. Um, and so what I'll do is I'll spit it out because I really am just looking to find out what the taste is, whether we're going to buy it or not for the restaurant or wine bar, or whether I'm just going to do a review on it. I like to taste it first. Now, if I really like it, of course, I'm going to drink it. So that's that's how that goes. As far as something that I try to work out every day. I do a lot of cardio stuff to keep my body. I want to sweat out all that the toxins that I take in, no matter whether it's wine or any kind of alcohol. So that's one of the things I do to kind of balance out things. Um, I also do a lot of meditation. Well, I was doing a lot of meditation. I'm getting back to it this year. I'd spend about 5 or 10 minutes just kind of in total stillness, focusing on my breath. Sometimes it goes longer than that because I may have some things that I need to work out personally, and so like I work on my breathing, sit still. It'll help me quiet things out. I was listening to this lady, and she said it's because she's like a person that's all about meditation, and she's saying the problem with people are they're running around all day without alignment between their mind and their body. And what I mean by that is you're laying in your bed and your alarm goes off, and your mind says, get up, we got to go to work or whatever. Your body says, I don't want to go up to work right now. I want to lay here. I don't want to move. Right there, you're kind of unaligned, and that becomes the beginning of your day, and that ends up being with you the rest of the day. And so sometimes the meditation is a way to line up both your mind and body. And she said, imagine how much we could accomplish if we were walking around in alignment between our mind and body. And it made me think, like, yeah, that's smart. So that's one of the healthy things that I do quite a bit to make sure that I'm not um that I'm staying I'm drinking wine and enjoying it, but I'm not going to the dark side. Um so that's part of the things that I do quite a bit when it comes to this wine lifestyle and being healthy lifestyle. There's a lot of other things, but those are two of the main and new things are not new things, but things I try to do more consistently every day, just to kind of make sure that I'm on point. Another thing is I never drink when I'm upset.
Hmm.
I don't drink when I'm upset. I don't drink when I'm pissed off, sad, none of that. I'm either neutral, or I'm happy, and that's when I drink because I know it's easy. I've seen too many people go to the dark side when they are like, I need a drink today. I've had a horrible day, and that leads into another drink, and that leads into another drink, and it becomes not only unhealthy to your body, your mental, but also to your pocketbook because you're spending all this money on drinking because you're drowning, and that's not a good place to be at. So I try to make sure whatever issue I have, I handle it before I start drinking. If I have an issue with something, I'm gonna get it out so I can enjoy the rest of my day. And so that's how I look
Really
at it.
smart.
But with all that said, we need to talk about the wine and why I picked it. So let's get into the wine. Uh, Today we're talking about rosé. We're talking about rosé and Sangiovese out of Sicily. And this is made. The reason I picked this wine is because it's made from organic grapes. Organic grapes tend to be, and also natural. It's a natural wine. So these type of grapes and these type of practices uh, tend to limit the like things such as chemicals and sprays and stuff like that that can hurt your body. They have a more of a hands off approach to winemaking, which I love, and that also helps. Like this is a more of a healthy, basically a healthy red wine or a healthy white wine or a healthy rosé because it's organic. And also, this one's kind of cool. It's vegan friendly. They try to make this a little bit easier for the land, so it's recycled 70% recycled glass. It's made from. It's 100% recycled cardboard, which are these labels. Yeah, it's just really kind of cool. So that's the reason why I picked this rosé because I wanted to kind of showcase a healthy rosé. And the alcohol on here is only 12.5, which is good. Anything under 12.5 for like, yeah, it's 12.5. So anything under 12.5 is a great, is a little bit healthier than what we normally look at, which is 13.5, 14, 15 with some of these ones. And here's the label, if you guys can see it. It's kind of crazy label, but
That is kind of a crazy label.
name of it is called the Lauret Vero Sicilia Rosé Terra Sicilia. So let's get into the
And now,
wine.
where did you find that one?
This was at Total Wines too, and it was only for $11.
Wow, perfect.
Total
So,
Wines, Total Winos, doesn't break your pocketbook, so healthy on your pocketbook too. On the nose, so I get a little bit of like muddled, underripe strawberry going on here. So like kind of like, yeah, like muddled, like smashed together, but underripe. So it has a little bit of a tartness to it. There's also quite a bit of earthiness going on here. I'm getting cherries with the seeds like that bitterness of like the seed. You know what I mean? I'm getting that kind of like I feel like they're doing like full press, maybe with the stems too. There's like a greenness there too. I think they're like pressing with all that together to make this wine. But it's very light on the skin because you can tell the color here. It's very like light pale. So there's a little bit of a spice here, but it's not overly. It's not like really too much like a pop of spice and it's gone, and I really can't put my finger on it. That's pretty much it. Strawberries, um, like muddled strawberries, um, cherries with the stem, and also like the seed in it for a little bit of bitterness and some green. Interesting. Let's see if everything's pairing or translating to the palate. This is like a ninja getting ninja stars thrown at him, and he's just dodging them like this on my palate. Like it's very light on its feet. This is like bouncing around from different parts of my palate like crazy. This is medium plus acid. This has pretty decent amount of acid here. Good fruit up front. That earthy thing is like the kind of the main actor in this play because this wine is way more earthy than fruit. The fruit's there, but this has a lot more earthiness going on in the beginning to the end of the palate. It doesn't dip like Sangiovese's normally do in the mid palate. This actually stays pretty consistent throughout the palate. This has quite a long finish. Medium. This is medium to light body rosé. I love it. Very, very good. Very quaffable. On a hot day, this is a perfect wine, that kind of porch pounder type of wine. This goes really, really good. I would say with like a fish, nice little snapper. This would kill with snapper.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really, really good wine. I highly recommend it. Only $11, guys. Go get it. I think it'll be better for your health. But with
Is
that
there
being
any
said,
other is there any other health things that you know of other people doing in the wine industry?
let me see.
I mean, besides working out, because I think that's what I know I've adopted is four to six times a week.
Mhm,
Very similar, doing the cardio and
mhm.
strength training and things like that. But what else do people do? I mean, I love the. I actually just started yoga myself, so I
Mhm.
like the mindfulness meditation aspect of it all.
Yes.
Uh, what else do you know that people do in the wine world?
Something that I think is important for you to do is kind of regulate what you're drinking, how much you're drinking. And what I mean by that is get a Corvin. If you can afford it, get a Corvin. It's a very good way to drink because that way you don't have to feel like you have to drink the whole bottle. You can actually get a glass of that wine and be fine with it because you know it's not going to go bad. Because a lot of times what happens is you'll pour like a couple glasses, and you're like, well, I don't want the wine. I've spent all this money on the wine. I don't want it to go bad. I might as well drink the whole thing. And then one bottle turns into two bottles. We don't want that to happen. So Corvin, regulate. There's other things out there that are similar that will allow for you to maintain your bottles of wine for a long period of time. But Corvin is just like the big name right now. Um, Maybe limit how much you're drinking as far as like instead of going a full glass, do half glasses. Those work too. I do that a lot. I actually would pour taste instead of pour full glasses a lot of times, and I will sit there on that because I know I'm only drinking about like an ounce or whatever, and I'll sit there and I'll kind of babysit it. I'll sit there watching TV and take my little sip every little bit of time, and then if I want something else, I don't feel so bad getting like another sip of something else. But instead of like going for a full glass, it's kind of smart to do it in like little tidbits. So that's what I've seen people do a lot. Dry January was very important to a lot of people in the industry. A lot of people in the industry. I had about 60-70% of the people I knew that were in the wine industry did a dry January. Maybe if you don't want to do January, pick out another month. I know people doing that too. Drink a lot of water. Water is important. Every glass I have, I always have water next to me, so I can, drink as I'm drinking. Yeah, those are the things that I normally do, and those are the things that I've seen people do in this industry. Is drink a lot of water is a big one.
That's interesting. Yeah, I have. I always have at least 100 ounces of water a day,
Yeah.
and sometimes over a gallon. So it just depends on where we're at. But hydration, whether I'm drinking or not, is I think super important.
Very important.
People ask me, it's like, well, aren't you hungover or wrecked the next day? I'm like, well, no. I'm probably not. I mean, there's a lot of bottles in front of me, but like you said, it's like, well, I didn't drink it all.
Yes.
And a lot of the one of the innovations, and I think you had a screw cap there, is I love that. It's easy to reseal. You don't need a Coravin. And my trick is I just stick it in the fridge. That's going to slow down the oxidization of the wine.
Do that. Yeah, true.
And I even put some in my. I don't know if it's good or bad. I mean, it's bad for me, but it's good for my wine. I have a broken refrigerator where it doesn't really work. So the freezer doesn't freeze all the way, but it's colder than the fridge. So I literally had a bottle of a screw cap that I had in there. I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be any good. And I pulled it out and I let it come to room temperature for about 20 minutes. And it didn't freeze, right? It was fine.
That's great. Wow.
And that was a month because I didn't drink in January. So
that's not bad. Oh, another
trick of the trade.
Another thing, good thing for your liver and like kidneys, mostly liver though, is milk thistle. I have a hippie friend that is like a mother, also was a nurse, and she always gives me she's in the wine industry too, and she's always like sending me texts like, "Did you get milk thistle today? Get a bottle of that. You'll be okay for a couple of days." I'm like, okay.
It's something you drink. I didn't know it.
No. It comes in pill form. Okay. Like a bottle, like meaning like a capsule container.
Okay.
And I'll take one and it'll cover me for like a few days. Like it'll keep everything regulated and all that stuff. So that was one thing that she always told me, always make sure you have some milk thistle, and it really helps you clear out everything, and it's supposed to be really good for you. So.
And if you don't know where to find these products, not to worry. In a future episode, we'll share our link to all our products branded with all these things in it.
True that.
Jenny's laughing in the background. No, Sean.
We're going to figure this out. I'm with you, Sean.
Right? But milk thistle, like, seriously, I never heard of that before. I think I've heard of it, but I didn't know what it did. So that's
it helps to regulate really quite a bit. Yeah,
that's really good.
It's good to have a hippie friend.
Hey, we are everyone, and everyone is us. So it's good to have this shared knowledge.
Yep. But guys,
all right, anything else for us on the health benefits of wine?
No, but if you guys are listening and you're in the medical field and you know something that can help, feel free to leave them in the comments. Because I think it's because we're trying to grow this whole community. All this knowledge we're giving, we're also trying to learn stuff too. So we want to share all this stuff. We want this to be circular. So feel free, if you know things that are good for health, whether it's mental, physical, or even pocketbook, because wine's expensive. You know where the hookup is. Holler at a player. Let us know. Just saying.
Yeah, I agree. And, I couldn't have stated that any better. So on that note, thank you for liking us. Thank you for following us. And thank you for helping us grow our base and audience, because we get to do what we love to do, and on a regular basis, if not daily. Like Dry January wasn't daily for me, but I was thinking about wine the whole time. So I really, really, really do enjoy it. That being said, we may not see you in person, but we're always going to see you right here on social media. Thanks for watching.
Cheers, guys. Oh, yeah, and Sean, welcome back to the wine world. Welcome back to the wine world.
It's great to be back.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you. Total Winos.
Get to it.